dudes, here is Anchor Grandpa, welcome back. So dudes, here is the tank Pindad, the SBS Pindad, which all of you is grinding right now in the battle pack. You find him at level 30. The moment you unlock this, you can go forward and so on. So we are quite at 80% up to the end of the event, or put it 60% as you want to call it. So level 30 you have this one, level 50 you have the type 10 Hitomaru. So let's go a bit in details about this tank. So it has 400 damage, penetration of 40 millimeters. It has a damage per minute of 11,940. Reloads in 28.19 seconds. Now, the view range it is for 20, vision range it is for 50 while stopped. That other one it was moving. Now, when it comes to camo, overall it's 40%. The only disappointing thing about this tank it is that it doesn't have, like, it has another ability retreat, but you have to unlock it through the actual event itself. So right now you just have this one, which is targeting. Doesn't help a lot. On my rating, the tank, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. It comes up to how you play by the map, in what type of fighting style you wanna go into. Like, if you wanna sit behind, you wanna be the first line, the second line, it comes up to you. So more details. Let's see. So it has 1,800 hit points, HP, no armor whatsoever. 30. The entire whole composition it is steel. So the armor, the defense section to this tank is quite paper, because he's on a chassis, something like a you're gonna see in the future. The mobility wise, it is 70 kilometers an hour. Acceleration to 0-32 kilometers an hour, it's in 2 seconds. It weighs 13,000 kilograms, which is 13 tons. And whole traverse speed is 41.39, which is not the best. It's kind of sluggish sometimes when you want to turn very fast around the corners or when you sit. Gun elevation, gun depression is 545, accuracy 0.200, aiming time 3.38 seconds, which I highly encourage you to use some equipment. And turret traverse speed is 51 degrees per second. Now when it comes to info, the tank it is from Indonesia. Class type is a prototype indirect fire support vehicle. Harder to spot, design target, missiles only, unguided rockets, recon package, missile salvo, and smoking generator. When it comes to smoking, this tank released the smoke, if I'm not mistaken, from this side, and it goes all over the place. It doesn't splashes like in the air all over the place like you do with a tier 10, you know, like on the sideways, or as you do with Mephisto, let's say, like that. Basically like an AFV, leaves a trail of smoke behind him, not so effective when the enemy is in front of you. When it comes to missiles, you can shoot all of them by just simply constantly clicking, but you can also shoot just 1, 2, 3 of them, 4. So it's not like a setup as you have, let's say, with a different tank, with a Terminator or with a Striker, or I don't know, with a Type 89 AFV. It's a different type of a tank like this. So it has a damage between 90 to 551 and a penetration of 40 millimeters. You're gonna do some damage, like around 190, 50, no pen or no damage. But when you face up, let's say, other types of tanks, you can do much more damage than that. It has a bonus damage when penetrating with thin armor, deals more damage to internal modules and crew, increased chance to set engines and fuel tanks on fire upon penetration. That's quite, alright, and it's fine, but only if the enemy faces you with his rear, which in certain battles you cannot do that. You can play with him far behind, but when you play with this tank far behind, it isn't the best one. I highly encourage you to play much more aggressive, even though, let's say, you sacrifice a bit of your health. Try to play a bit more aggressive, and it's gonna help you a lot. The moment you sit behind, it isn't so nice. So we are right now in the polygon. I'm gonna show you the tank, how it looks with some certain details. So let's see, gun elevation, it is this much. Does it helps? No. Gun depression, it is this much. Does it helps? Yes. And you're gonna see why. So now I'm looking at this enemy. If you look on the reticle, I cannot, but you can see that is a circle down and an arrow, a V on top. That's basically what you're gonna see if you look at someone from the top to bottom, like if you're on a hill and he's down. So we're gonna go on top of that hill in the middle, and I'm gonna showcase what I meant. So let's go. Oh, check this out. This is the smoke. So it was from the right side, not left side, right side. So here it is. So you see now that I have one circle in front of it and one in another targeting thing, like, so he's I don't know, a combination between an artillery and a TD, and it's an AFV, something like this. Doesn't make any sense, but it is an AFV. So let's start some shots. So we are trying to see how much damage can we go. You see, so we aimed basically Terminator 2's armor right in the rear, in the steel cage area. Let's try one in the rear. So you have some critical, good critical. Let's check Bradley on the side. 330. Now in the turret or neck, 350, 316. Let's try on this one. This one is quite thin. So the damage, it goes quite well. Let's check this one in the head. So it was a nice explosion. Let's try to shoot now behind us, this one, with all 10 of them left. So we managed to do 816 on T90A medium. Now the reloading. I have on this tank some equipment purchased, the 3 million, that one gives you thermal vision, the other one for coated optics, and I like that this tank can survive 15 seconds underwater, despite, let's say, T15 Armata or other mediums or TDs in the game, which is impressive. It's not bad, but it's impressive. So let's try to aim a tank that is far away. So let's go a bit, if I can spot. Okay, so we have this ASCOD. I'm looking, and you can see, like, you have one semicircle around, and now I'm gonna go a volley. You saw that one coming. So with this tank, you can kill a tank, but only if you have him very exposed, very well, I don't know, it doesn't look at you. The moment it looks at you, the tank is quite dead. The smoke is not coming from the front of the tank, so it's quite shitty. So now we are looking at this one. So this one is dead. We have 5 more rockets left. You can do volleys on the run. Just the mouse moved, and we're gonna try again. I'm gonna show you guys again. Okay, so we're trying to wait.
6 months later!
So there you go, we've done how much damage? I can't even know. 500, 700, 800, 500, 500, so 3000 and something damage. No, 3000 or 2000 and something. Let's try to go again. So as you see, when you try to shoot a medium on the side, the damage it doesn't goes up, but it gives you an extra damage if you manage to do, let's say, a good connection between the rocket and the armor. Mobility wise, 17 kilometers an hour, yes it is. This tank reaches fast, but traverse speed is quite slow. You don't have a second gun, so the moment you shot this, you have 30 seconds of trying to stay alive. And indeed, with this tank, if you have, let's say you have a map, if I find a replay, I'm gonna put it right now, and you wanna, let's say, defend the base fast, accidentally you can kill other tanks instantly. The tank is fun. For some players it is fun. I cannot say that it's very, I don't know, not the best one, but it is fine, you know. For someone that doesn't have premium tanks and gets this as a tier 8, or for some players that didn't got the opportunity to get other tier 8s from missions, it's a very legit tank. For 7 euros, or how much you pay for that entrance in the battle path, and you get a tier 5 and a tier 6, and then you get this tier 8, it's quite decent, you know. Back in the garage. So in my opinion, this tank, it is fairly good. You know, I can say that's very OP, like Striker Adats it is, or I don't know, a Type 89 AFV. I can say I like him a lot, but I like it. Leave in the comments what you guys think about this tank, if you got it, what did I miss. And with this being said, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this preview of the tank and specs, pros and cons, in my opinion. And I'll catch you next time. Peace out.